Hello everyone, Serbucky here and welcome back to Storm Riders, or Blizzard Riders by the looks of it. First thing to note is if you're wondering where the heck have all these decorations come from and why on earth is it winter all of a sudden? Well, you missed the live streams, haven't you? So there have been 2 live streams back to back. The first one was me making a trench that I didn't want to do in an episode, so I invited people to come and hang out on stream. And then the second one was, of course, the beautification community event, where I had people come in and join my game during a live stream and add their own little beautification accents, touch-ups to the save. So lots changed since the last actual episode, but we are back, we are ready. I have plans for the rest of winter and big plans for the coming year. So let's get started, shall we? Okay, so I am fed, I am hydrated, I have warmed my toes up by the fire of the tavern. So now let's head out and talk about what the plan is for today and probably the rest of winter. We got 3 days of winter, half of which I've wasted having a blabbering talk at a tavern in the morning. So the goal for today's episode is to relocate a lot of our carpentry industry, and I'm still thinking about what to do with it. I'm kind of going to wing it at this point, I think. But right here is where our carpentry industry right now is. And so let's take a look at the map. Ooh, let's turn off some of these structures. That's better. Let's turn off the flags as well. Actually, no, let's leave the forestry flags on. And so here is where our carpentry industry is right now. But the problem I'm having is a couple of separate little problems, to be honest. All of the birch around here, you see these round trees. These are all birch trees. All of these birch are gone. 90% of these birch are gone, and all of these birch are gone. So what I want to do is relocate our carpentry industry out here. You can see we have a forester already who has begun digging making saplings. We also have a whole bunch of saplings in this area that are going to come to maturity soon. But I just don't like having this carpentry industry here. It's super messy. It's out of place as well because we have our tavern behind us leading straight into the Smolkrs pens and obviously the farms down there. So I'm thinking about repurposing this area into the chicklings, the little chicklings area, or perhaps some more smoke pens. I haven't decided what to do. I just know that I don't want this to be the carpentry industry anymore. So we have a lot of things that we have to get on and move. Wait, is that my cart? Oh, this is my sled. That's convenient. I can take a bunch of stuff with me. We may as well fill up the cart and then we'll go over with, the beginnings of what we need for the builds, and we'll go from there, really. You know what? I might as well just load up on beams. It's always beams. Okay, so let's go past the tavern and the beehives, our little honey and mead industry, and we'll zip on past the lake. We'll take a bit of a closer look at what we've got going on over here. I see some more saplings that have been planted. But as you can see, we have a lot more room over here. We have so much more room over here. Is this going to be a lot better? And we still have a tidy amount of birch that we can start chopping down while we wait for the rest of this stuff to grow. So let's break ground. Let's start off with the new workshop. And I'm kind of wondering, position-wise, it makes more sense to put it over here because that's closer to the heart of the city, and then out here can just be sort of like woodcutters and things like that. So this blizzard is not letting up. I have to get back home before I get a sore throat debuff. That will absolutely suck. Can I make it in time? Yeah, we got a side entrance to our longhouse here. Oh, please. I don't want to start the episode off with the sore throat debuff. Let me in! Let me in! Hey, RC. Hey, it's RC. And 11. Also warming up by the fire. I got a bit of firewood on from a log that I harvested a second ago. Oh, much better. Much better. Oh, it's freezing out there. Hey, Andorra, how's it going? Everyone's escaping. There's Charles and Winifred. It's so cold. It's a really bad winter right now. Holy potato. Oh, what now? I was getting a camera angle game. It is... Oh, it doesn't say. It never says if it's a bear or wolves. Let's go check it out. Fenrir? Wait. We have 2 Fenrirs? Oh, crap. What the heck is... This isn't me. This isn't me. I've not done this. Oh, God. Where did the other one go? Cinematic cameras. Oh, no, there's the second one. Oh, this isn't me. This isn't a mod. This is... I didn't do this. Ow. Stamina? Oh, God. Oh, God. Now I'm stuck in a tree. I'm stuck. Leave me alone. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right, good. One's down. One's down. There's too many little ones. There's too much going on. The marshmallow mallet is so bad. I need to get up. I need to get up. Where is everyone? Ow! Stop knocking me down! Where's my stamina? Fenrir has always been the hardest for me. He's always been the hardest for me, especially with the marshmallow bull nonsense. Leave me alone! Okay. It's just the little one and, well, 2 little ones in Fenrir. Yeah, oh my gosh. Ah! He comes in like a torpedo. That's not the right word. Was that it? Oh, the alarm still hasn't gone off. There's more? Am I dying?
Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm going to die. Oh, I'm going to die. I don't know how to stop this. I'm not. It's going to tick off. I'm going to die! No! Oh no, I need to get to sleep. Hopefully I can sleep it off. Can I sleep it off? Can I regen as much health as I lose while sleeping? 11 health. 11. Oh, it's worked. Oh, it's going up. Oh my goodness. What on earth was that? We still have a Wulfar nearby. I need this bleeding thing to be done. I can't go help you, Abby. Okay, the wolves have been defeated. What was that? I promise you, I do not have a mod on. That isn't the enemy spawning mod. That isn't me. That is not me. Hang on a minute. Hang on. Do I have a mod on? I'm gonna go check my mod folder. No, I don't. I'll make a screenshot, edit a Bucky, go into the mods folder and do a screenshot of the mods I've got. No, I don't. That was just part of the game. I've never had that. I've heard Dark Wolf talk about Fenrirs in an attack like that, but I've never seen it for myself. I need to heal. I need to assign somebody to the healer's hut to come and stitch me back together. And hand on my heart, truth be told, I always thought he was messing with me, so I guess I owe him an apology. So, yeah, sorry, Dark Wolf. I believe you now. In fact, if we all sit very, very quietly, you can almost hear him say, "He told me so."
I told you.
Okay, let's get back on track. We need some... Well, we don't need a stone now. They just delivered it. I need some nails. I'm going to go grab a whole bunch of nails. And probably the thatch will be done by the time I get there. In fact, both of them will probably be done by the time I get there. I'm sorry, I'm still hung up on 2 Fenrirs? 2? One would have made sense. 2? That was an escalation. That was an escalation unlike anything I was expecting. The winter invasion that we had during the stream event, that was not nearly as scary as that. We have no nails? Where are all the nails these days? Who doesn't like a bit of drunken blacksmithing? So that whole Fenrir incident, that is, again, it's very lucky that we had the gatehouse, the trench funneling them into that, you know, single point. It does bring up that we probably need 24-hour archers just to call out the incoming enemies like that, because that was rough. This side, I think. All right, let's go ahead and we'll get the carpenter up. But I think now's about the time that we can just demolish the carpenter over here. That'll just save, hopefully, that'll cut off a lot of the back and forth time that our villagers will have getting everything up and running. And as I come this way, we're probably going to lay a road down. Well, 2 roads down, make a loop eventually. But the first road should come over this direction, because I imagine our workers are going to be coming to this tavern, the Bucky Cheese, and getting some nice cheese for their bellies. Cheese and I forget what else I'm feeding. I think it's really just cheese and mead. It's just the worst. You don't want to go there. You're gonna get a tummy ache. Okay, so we can easily remember who works here because they are, of course, all got carpentry skills. Although I do want to make a little memory bank of these people, so I know who to assign, just because they're gonna have the tools on them. Behold, someone else's problem. So the first part of our redesign is done. We have the carpenter up and running, already working as well. They are going a bit far though for their hardwood, so we definitely need to get the raw hardwood warehouse up and running pretty soon. And of course we have our trusty broken metal part storage here, and that gave me an idea, a little experiment I want to try, something I've not tried personally, which we'll get to in a second. Oh, the bloody snow's back. Seriously? We are missing something, though, because, look, we have our carpenter here crafting, making all of our refined wood. We have our foresters there growing all of our birch saplings, but we're missing the middle bit, aren't we? We're missing the actual woodcutter, the part that goes in the middle of that whole process. So we need to go ahead and build a woodcutter's house. One of the first buildings, actually, that we put down in the game, and I haven't built one for so long. I'll delete the other ones, and we're really just going to be focusing on this one moving forward. Now, originally, as in 5 seconds ago, I was thinking about putting it here, but I've just alluded to a little experiment that I want to try out, so we're going to need that spot. So instead, what I'm thinking about is just popping it across the road. Right here kind of looks good, but there is a tree in the way. So let's drop you. Thank you very much. We'll get rid of the tree stump. We'll try that again. We'll get rid of the tree stump. And we don't need the water wells. We can just build our own anywhere in just a second. Perfect. I think that'll look quite lovely. Now, I don't want everything to be a square, yeah? I don't want it to look boring like that, so I'm going to give it a nice little rotation, maybe close to 45 degrees, just to give things out here their own little charm. I don't want everything looking like SimCity 3000, and we're just going to tuck you away. We're just going to tuck you away as far back as I can push you, and that looks great. And obviously we're going to face it backwards. I say backwards, but this is clearly the better way to go, because once it's down, all those hardwood logs, all those hardwood long sticks are going to be on the back of the building facing us, facing the carpenter. Okay, so we're going to tag that. I'm going to quickly grab any firewood that I can see. I just dropped a bunch here. Grab some more. I'm about to catch a cold. Grab that and just see if I can get back home. I need to build a fireplace out here. We still have a blizzard. By the way, I don't think this blizzard has stopped this entire episode so far. So, oh wait, no, it did stop. It stopped right at the end of me talking about the carpenter and the metal part storage, but then it started again like 3 seconds later. I don't understand what curse I have gotten. This might be the misfortune. We could just pretend that it is, because this bloody thing is not letting up. Oop, there's the morning chime and the morning save lag spike we all know and love. Alright, we are warm. Our toes have thawed and the landscaping's done, so we've got some builders over there. So I want to talk about my plan of efficiency and some of the logistics I want to try again. This is more like redesigning and trying something new. I don't want to keep doing the same things over and over again. I do want to try to see if I can make things work better this time around versus what I've done before. So the first little thing I want to try is I want to try attaching a metal worker on that spare side that we've left open, and that is so that when their tools break out here, when our carpenters break their tools, they'll just repair them themselves straight away without any hassle, any fuss. And since we will have our woodcutters right behind us, whenever their tools break, they should go ahead and deposit them in that broken storage collector over there. And then these guys, again, they're going to repair the tools. No one else in the village uses axes. No one else in the village uses draw knives. So those would be the only tasks they have to do. And I think that's going to be quite good. I think that's going to work out quite well in my head. It might just save a bit of time, you know, having to go to rusty tools and back. So let's go ahead and another, yep, where is it? Improved metal worker. I want to put this down and we'll just see how that goes. Oh, bugger. Oh, fart sound effect. It's facing the wrong way. Oh, I didn't want that. I don't... No! No, I don't like that at all. It's backwards. Oh, I wish there was a flip button that we could just mirror it. Oh, bugger. Well, you know what? There's nothing else for it. This is an experiment I want, so we're just going to have to demolish this and start again. I don't think it'll take that long. It's not going to take that long. All of the resources are here, so sorry. Sorry for all your hard work. Just ruining things already. Okay, so that didn't take as long as I thought it would, courtesy of having an entire carpenter ready and waiting to be put back together. Let's go ahead and just quickly assign everyone back to their jobs. Okay, so that everyone's back on their original jobs. Now, what I want to do that is a little bit differently is go under... Let's close all these down so I can focus a bit better. Go under tools. And then we will go to the crude iron axe, refurbished parts only. And it really doesn't matter how many we have, probably. And then, obviously, finally the draw knife. And then we'll move the crude iron axe and the iron draw knife refurbishment to the top. And this should be fine. The only, this just uses the axe head and sticks. And the draw knife uses the knife head, sticks, and a bit of rope. So our guys aren't going to have to run too far to get the resources they need. And again, it should just be a case of if it breaks, they repair it. That way I don't need to have a warehouse out here with a tool storage in for these two items. And before we forget, we'll come over to rusty tools and we'll just delete those two tasks. And if anyone wondering, why am I not bothering with the large crude iron axe anymore? I don't like it, to be honest. I prefer the one-handed one. There's nothing else to it than that. The weather's finally broken as well. Thank God. It's like the first break we have had. So now, next up, let's get some woodcutters to work. So we'll sort by proficiency, and we will just take our highest one. Thatch batch. Not that needed anymore, so I'm just going to put all three of them in here. And then maybe one of them can just be on thatch and cleanup duty, and the others can be on wood harvesting duty. I haven't really thought that far ahead yet, as long as they're cutting birch. So here's what we got. Liv is going around and doing logs and long sticks while also collecting all of the little bits of crap off the floor. Matilda, Frostar are only on the hardwood logs. Now this next bit's going to be the fiddly bit. Over here at the carpenter, we'll manage our workers, we'll whitelist, we'll turn everyone off. I'm going to have to remember to do this bit by bit. This is the bit that I wish they would make a little bit easier. So Matilda, add. Frostar, add. Okay? We're not going to let Liv have access because Liv's job is to just tidy up all of the mess that our other two workers make. She's going to be picking up all of the sticks, the bark, and everything like that, and she's not actually going to be chopping down any trees. She's just tidying up the floor, which is then going to be tidied up and moved into warehouses across town. Maybe it's a waste of a villager. I don't know. Again, we're trying new things, all new things. And then we also want to give our carpenters access, just in case the game decides to break. Our carpenters have access. And, you know, we're going to have a storage out here that has access to, but we don't have that yet. That is the next thing we need to do. So let me just take a quick sit by the fireplace and we'll take a quick look at what we have so far. So here's the process. We have our foresters on the left there, hard at work, planting as many birch as they can in this area. We also have all of the birch that was previously planted over by the smoker field that really should be maturing any time now. Then we have our woodcutter. They are going to start getting to work on cutting all of the birch in this vicinity and then moving on to the other pockets that we have left over elsewhere. And of course the carpenter at the bottom of the screen there, refining it all. So we need really just now, we need a storage. But I'm doing things differently. I'm thinking of building maybe 2 storages out here. You know, our usual raw wood, our usual refined wood storages out here. But I'm thinking about building a storage for refined wood in the city center to give easier access so that our villagers aren't having to come all the way. This is on the outskirts of town, remember. It'll be kind of annoying for our guys to have to come out all this way just to pick up a beam or a post or a shaft or anything like that. And it's snowing again. Can I get a break? So next up is going to be a raw wood warehouse, and I'm not really sure where to put it because we have an awful hill here, and I worry if I put it here, is this going to cut into the land and make it look awful? Yeah, that's going to be pretty bad. All right, this side is way better, although I did have to destroy a few saplings. I feel bad about that, but this isn't cutting into the hillside, so it's going to look a lot better. Probably. And then we are going to need a refined wood storage, but this one's going to operate a little bit differently. I don't need it to be as large, like so. And that's going to be our refined wood storage, our little second experiment. We're doing the experiment with the recycling of tools out here. They've already planted a new one. And we'll do the experiment with our storages. So now let me go eat. Let me go eat and drink because I can hear Ray. I can hear Sanjay. I can hear Sherry. I can hear everyone. All my regulars yelling at me. You're flashing! You're flashing! Go eat! Go hydrate! I can hear it. Also, the barrel bug hasn't been fixed yet, so I am reduced to smacking these things. I have too many barrels. I have 2 entire storages full of barrels that I can't get rid of. And every time I come back to a tavern, I have a whole bunch more. So here in the town center, we are again going to be doing a slight redesign. So apologies to Sanjay and whoever came over here during the latest stream event. I'll try and keep what you put in place because I do like it. But we are going to be deleting this woodcutter and the stone cutter. We're going to be deleting both because I need the room. So you are going to go the woodcutter's house. Make sure it's the house, not the dismantle pile. So the woodcutter's house is going to go. And we're going to have to move the builder's hut because that is also in the way. And in their place, we're going to be putting down an improved warehouse. Maybe 2? I haven't figured out exactly how many I need. And I kind of like the idea of it going this way. Just to make the whole area not look the same. Is it efficient? I don't know. Is it going to look nice? Probably not. But it will look different. And this is the second half of our experiment. And honestly, I could put this together probably in a jiffy. I probably have all of the resources I need. And, you know, I know we've kind of officially disbanded the Corpse Core, but I'm going to move them a bit further out because there's no more stones over here. There is no more stones over here. So the Corpse Core are just going to get relocated. The same way that we're relocating all of our industries to sort of like slowly pushing further and further out of the town center. You can regrow trees. You can't regrow stones. Alright, so it's almost morning time. I'm wrapping up most of the storage is out here. There's a few I can't do, like this one. We need another beam. This one, we need another 2 beams. You, I can finish for the beam storage. As well as, nope, you need beams and shafts over here. Just shafts. And just shafts. Okay, so for the most part, we're done. I need to turn the planks off here, so we have basically our planks going into these 3. And then our posts are going into these 3. Wooden shafts are going to be reserved for the back. And then beams here in the front, as you use them pretty much more than everything else in my experience. That is exactly what I want. I am going to delete these 2 gardens since I have changed the direction of the flow around here. So I apologize, Sanjay or Dana, whoever put these in, but I will replace them. Like so. And you know what? I'll do an extra one. I'll do an extra one as my way of apologizing for ruining it. And you know what? I know that your intent was for them to go this way too, so I'll put another couple in. Hopefully we'll get a fix for them soon though, because I mean, it's fine right now that all these flower beds look dead. But come spring, they're still going to look dead. Maybe I could put some leisure building in here just to complement the park there. Okay, so while I have my breakfast, let's go over the last leg of today's journey, logistics. If you remember, over by our carpenter, we have the smallest warehouse possible. We haven't added any expansions to it. And inside that warehouse, I plan to put 1 beam storage, 1 plank and post storage, and 1 shaft storage. There's going to be more than enough room for them because they take 36, 25, and 60 respectively. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have a market route ship from that refined wood warehouse. Oh, I'm out of mead. 1 second. Let me go to my personal tavern. But yeah, the market's going to take the wood out of that smaller refined wood warehouse and deliver it to the larger one here in the center of town. And like I said earlier, that is going to make things a little bit more efficient because our builders aren't going to have to run all the way to the outskirts of town to go get the refined wood. It's going to be here in the center of town. You know what, on our way back, we may as well throw down a stone path. Not sure we'll have time to finish it off because I've got a lot of little builds already going and they seem to prioritize roads last, but you never know. Stranger things have happened. All right, pretty good. Pretty good. We'll just drag you across like this just to give it a bit of a nice stone front. And that is going to take a while. Okay, so about this experiment, let's start off with some small carpentry materials. That'll be for our shafts, and we'll pop you right there. Large carpentry materials. That's going to be a combo of our posts and our planks. And then our beams, being ridiculously long, will just occupy this side here. And that's all. That's all. I'm not going to have more than that, because the idea is we're just going to have somebody gathering them into here round the clock, but we're going to ship them straight away using a market route, a prioritized market route, shipping them all the way into the town center. Is this going to work? I don't know. That's all. I don't know. And then over here at the raw hardwood storage, we'll do max size for this one, just so that we can have as many raw materials on hand. Keep those carpenters busy, and the woodcutters essentially. You know, we don't need to ship this one anywhere, so we might as well just max it out. Hard at work on the road already. Looking good. That's going to speed things up. I also need to finish the loop on the other side, leading over there to the Bucky Cheese, as the community named it. I didn't put up much of a fight because that's a fantastic name. Oh, actually, there's 2. And we also need houses out here. We need houses out here too. But that, we'll see if we have time for the houses. We'll have to calculate how many people are living out here. And then this area is basically just going to be an isolated little workplace. Alright, so about that market route. We're going to need another market. Our other one's a little bit overwhelmed. Okay, so I pulled a quick mulligan on the improved warehouse number 35 million because I wanted a market route out here, and there wasn't anywhere that made a lot of sense for it. Well, there's one place that made sense for it, and that was right where I'm going to put it now, right here, which was where that warehouse was. So I just put the warehouse in front of the carpenter. Just, you know, it's kind of making it's sort of like it's an extension of the workshop. Which, you know, devs, actually, maybe that wouldn't be such a bad idea, having dedicated workshop extensions for warehouses, like warehouse extensions as part of a workshop. That might be kind of nice. Then that way, the people can, you know, the crafters can build something and then immediately put it in a larger storage. That is, you can have that one for free. That is a good idea, if I don't say so myself. But everything else is coming along quite nicely. It's nighttime. It's going to be nighttime soon. Let's get rid of our sticks. Don't need you right now. Though we might get a blood moon tonight. If we get a blood moon, I'm planning to ignore it. I might watch it from the sidelines, but all of our gatehouses should be up and running by now. And that's another thing that I might do a bit more long term, is make another gatehouse out here, so that our woodcutters can access the birch over there without having to go super, super far. We could have a fourth gatehouse here, but that's certainly not something I can do in this episode, and we'd probably need a few more populations. But this whole area is soon to be filled with birch trees. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. There's one more thing that I'm going to put right there, and we'll get into that tomorrow morning. The last thing we do before the spring. So the sun is rising on the first day of spring. It'll be spring about noontime today. Looks like our road on this side of town is like 95% complete. It's always a trick to get your villagers with the road maker to come out. This always seems to be the last thing they do. But the last thing I want to do, another experiment, is in this little space here that I'm just going to be clearing out. I want to make a coal maker. Oh, wow, I just obliterated that one. I want to make a coal maker that focuses on bark. And that is because there's just such a problem with bark, and I just don't have the storage for it. I don't want to just go and get a warehouse over there and cause more work for our current coal maker. So I just want to see if it works. It is a fun little experiment for me. I don't know if it's going to be efficient. It's going to take one more villager, which kind of sucks. But yeah, we just always have so much bark coming out of our carpenter, especially once things really kick off. And I might delete this after a couple of episodes. I honestly don't know if it's going to work. It's just something I've never tried. And like I say, when I build something like this, I just don't want to do the same things that I've always done. But we're eventually going to have our carpenter there just drowning in bark. And I have two options. I can store it, which takes, you know, a warehouse space. And, you know, it's just going to become a bunch of bark in a warehouse, as well as a pile of bark at the carpenter. So I might just sacrifice one extra villager out here just making bark sourced coal. And the houses I'm going to have to save for another episode. I don't have enough time because we are on day 3 of this and Editor Bucky's going to lose his mind. This is probably going to be a slightly longer episode than normal. Sorry, dude. Plot twist, I'm not sorry. You know what? One thing I forgot, I just got reminded because I found one on the floor by our old warehouses to have shovels crafted here as well, or refurbished here as well. So we'll just do the one, to be honest, because we're going to have a shovel break maybe once every 5 years, honestly. Okay, so while we wait for the coal maker to get up and running, let me walk through some of the logistics I put in place, and we'll be keeping a little bit of an eye on as we move forward. First of all, this is our original raw hardwood storage warehouse. We still have a lot of raw hardwood there. So what I've done is I fired the worker, and they now work at this raw wood new warehouse. But the market workers we have here, we have a temporary market route that is just delivering from here to here, just relocating the goods. Same thing for the refined wood. All of the goods that are here are being relocated. That's the market route there. No, it'll be this one. Cart number 7. All of the refined wood is being relocated to the downtown refined hardwood. Those are temporary. So once these 2 warehouses are empty, they're going to get deleted, and those market routes are going to get deleted as well. And then the last remaining market route that is more permanent is going to be taking goods from Carpenter A and delivering them to the refined hardwood storage. And another long-term plan that I do kind of want to try out at some point is putting little warehouses around town that just have enough refined wood in to deal with, you know, any small expansions we want to do, like extra buildings or repairs that will become inevitable as time goes on. But that is a much more long-term plan. Just something that I've been wanting to do for a while now, is just have these little deposits of resources around town to make things tick along that much faster. Look, Bark Mountain started already. Bloody bark! And of course, while I was talking, we got the coal maker up, and I also got a sore throat. Great way to end the episode. So let's go ahead and throw Igor in here. You can work there. And then we'll make bark the priority. And we'll just turn everything else off for now, because we do have that other coal maker on the other side of town that will be grabbing the firewood and the sticks. Because I'm only interested in tackling Bark Mountain. But here we are. Here is the fruits of our labor. Now, I do have to do some beautification at some point and obviously make some houses. But here is our brand new wood industry hub with those experimental changes. The refined wood mini storage going into greater deliveries downtown. The attached metal worker so that the carpenters can repair their own tools, as well as the tools of the woodcutter and the foresters. And then the coal maker we just discussed, tackling Bark Mountain. And when it comes to housing, honestly, I'm not going to think about it this episode. We'll handle it in the next episode. I think we have about 10 people out here, and I've spied a nice little place on the other side of the trees next to the lake where we can put down some cottages, but that is not anything I have time for today. This episode is already feeling extremely long. But anyway, that is all for today. Another big build off my to-do list. I've been wanting to do that for the longest time. It's so good to finally have that done. Thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed your time here, then please consider grabbing a sub, dropping a like, or leaving a comment. And I'm also streaming now over on Twitch, so if you want to catch me playing ASKA or any number of games live, go ahead. Serbucky over on Trips. Links are in the description below. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks so much for watching. I'm going to go now. Cheerio!